Welcome to the Skillz Developer Tutorial Series, a video series designed to make your game's integration onto the Skillz platform as simple as possible. In this video, you'll learn how to set up the Skillz Manager and launch the Skillz UI. You'll also learn how to run your project in Unity, where you'll be able to test your game and see what it looks like on a mobile device. Okay, let's get started. In a previous video, you learned how to import the Skillz SDK into your Unity project. Now, you need to add the Skillz Manager to your project. Piece of cake. Just open your Start menu scene and create a new game object in the top level of the hierarchy. In the inspector, select Add Component. Then add the Skillz Manager component. The Skillz Manager is where you specify what scenes will be loaded or what actions will occur when the player selects certain objects in the Skillz UI. For example, in the game scene, you define the scene that will be loaded when a player decides to play a match. Go ahead and add the game scene from your project here. And in the Start menu scene, you define which scene will launch when the player returns to the Start menu. Add your Start menu scene here, and done. You can also include a script to run when these actions are taken. Simply add a script to the same game object as the Skillz Manager. In this script, you can define a public method. Next, we'll select the method in the onMatchWillBegin event. This can be useful for setup or if your game does not transition scenes when these actions are taken. Okay, now that you have set up the Skillz Manager, you need to make sure the scenes you'll be using are included in your build. Go to Build Settings and drag the required scenes into the Scenes in Build. Make sure that your Start menu scene is at index 0. Alright, now that you're all set with the Skillz Manager, let's talk about launching the Skillz UI. In your project, when the play button is pressed, your game scene is loaded by the Start Menu Manager script. You'll need to change that in order to launch the Skillz UI. This is done simply by calling Launch Skillz. There you go. And now, to make sure everything is working properly, let's take a look at a useful tool called Skillz Sidekick. Sidekick allows you to run your game and test functionality in the Unity editor without having to actually build to a mobile device. How do you do it? Glad you asked. Just open the Skillz Settings menu and click Launch Game under the Sidekick section. When you press play, you'll see the Sidekick tournament selection scene. Now, when you select back to Start menu, the Start menu scene you defined should launch. Select Enter Match, and the game scene you defined should launch. And now for the good stuff. When your project is built to a mobile device, the game will look something like this. The Skillz UI is launched from the Start menu. When a match is selected, you will see the game countdown screen. When the countdown screen is complete, the game scene will launch. If you would like to build to a mobile device at this point, you can jump to our video on building to iOS or Android, or follow the instructions in the documentation. And there you have it. We have learned to set up the Skillz Manager and launch the Skillz UI. In our next video, you'll learn to submit scores and build a project in Unity. See you there.